Hey everybody, this is Tim from the Repair Shop, and this is part 2 of the video of how to make an impression strip for your Hammond typewriter. So, just to review, this is the material we found that we believe is a vulcanized fabric, which has the gossamer qualities, I think, that Hammond was referring to in their impression strips. So what I've done is I've already cut out a piece that's 11 inches. So now the next step is to get a piece that's 3/4 inches. Now, in order to do this, I didn't have any of these materials. I wanted to see how much it would cost to make. We're in for $1 on the material. You can pick up one of these Westcott cutting boards with these roller knives at any Walmart or fabric place, anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. Or higher, depending on how much money you want to spend. Or you can go to a Goodwill or a Savers and you buy them for $2 or $3. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can use your tabletop. I'm just doing it on here because it was easier to see. So the first thing we need to do is to cut the strip to the width, which is 3/4 of an inch. So we're just going to line this up. At 3/4. There we go. Make sure our strip's in place where it needs to be. And then we just simply, you can tell this is not my normal activity. We're going to run this knife, this pizza cutter. Try not to cut my finger off. Hopefully that's cut it. If it hasn't, maybe you need to go over it a couple of times. All right. So now we have the right length. Now the one thing I didn't mention is, you notice there are two sides. There's the rubberized side and the fabric side. I'm working with the fabric side up. That way the any marks that I may make on the material won't show once it's installed. So if you recall, I took the measurements and everything is 3/16 from the top or the bottom and 3/16 in. So I'm just going to come and take my slide micrometer. It's set at 3/16. And I'm just going to come in and I'm going to make a mark at 3/16 from the top. And I'm going to make a mark. This works better if I roll it over. .3/16 from the bottom. And then I'm going to make a line coming in 3/16 from the top. So I'll make a little mark there. I'll come down here, mark it at 3/16. Take this. Now hopefully you have better eyes than I do. There we go. Now what that's done is it's given us a center point where we want to use our punch. So I picked this up at Candy Leather as well as a punch. This ran $17 and it has multiple heads that you can use. And this was $7. And this is for the eyelets. So the first thing we want to do is we've got to punch the hole. You want to place the strip right there. Push it down. Sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. I have found that it works best if you rotate it, make sure it's cut through. Pull that little piece off. Now I should let you know that the size of the hole, what we're using are 3/16 inch eyelets. So this hole punch, oops. As you can see, this is a very, very scientific process. Oh shit. Oops, sorry. Oh, there it popped. All right, take it out. And we do the same thing at the other end, which I had previously marked. Get a nice pop. Rotate the material. May seem a little tedious, but you're going to see we'll make one of these strips in under 10 minutes. Probably under 5. Alright, so that's going to form the basis of our impression strip. Next thing we do is install the eyelets. This is a two-part tool. Now, the eyelets come in lots of colors. They come in bright chrome. There's an antique brass. What is this called? Antique nickel. I think the antique nickel, it probably looks the best and closest to the original. Now, you want to install the eyelet backward, which means I want the back of the eyelet on the striking face of the on the rubberized side. So we're going to push the eyelet through. We're going to put the second one on. And the reason we do this, you want to pre-fit it. You want to make sure that there isn't any real tension between them. So get one in, push it down and around. You know what? Let's just do one at a time. You set this in the middle. You put this little punch thing, fits on top. You can't really do it wrong. It only fits together one way. There's a little hole right in the center where the eyelet sits. So when you put it together, you feel it kind of snap in place. Now, they made it very clear to me at Tandy Leather that I should be using a rubber mallet. I don't have a rubber mallet, or I can't find it. I think one of my kids took it. So I'm going to use this instead. The one thing I have found that is important, you want to make sure you're straight up and down. I hit it 3 times, pull it off, and then I look at it. And this one here has smashed down beautifully. So now we're going to take the next one and put it through. Again, make sure that you've got it flat, the leather flat before you smash it, otherwise it'll bunch up. Same thing, straight up and down. And there are 3 punches. Okay, now we just repeat on the other end. Nice and flat. Make sure it snaps in. That one looks good. And finally, number 4. Now you do have to be careful. Make sure your corners aren't caught up underneath. Snaps in, turn it, you see that it's connected. 3 hits. And there's your strip. So, now let's see how it works. So we're going to come over here and let's put it on this end first. Slide it in between the hammer. It should be just tight. And snap it on there like that. So as you can see, it has between, the strip is now pretty tight between the two. And if we were to move this to the end, as you can see, Danny, if you'll zoom in here from the top, you can see how well it works. So, folks, that's how you make an impression strip for your Hammond 12 multiplex or folding. If you have a model 1 or 2 and like a strip made, by all means let me know. If you're only going to make one strip, it's going to run you about $25, $30 worth of material, including the tools. But if you only need one or ever going to need one, it's probably better to buy one, say on eBay or online from the gentleman who already makes them. So anyhow, thank you for watching. And again, I am not an expert in Hammond typewriters. If you have any information or questions or concerns or information that can add to our knowledge of the Hammond typewriter, please post it below or contact me directly. The next video we have will be how to make a ribbon vibrator at home. Thanks, until next time.